All right, guys, keep going. All right, some big arm swings. Forward, both arms. Get the blood moving. Keep those hips curled under you. Don't let that butt poke out. Both arms backwards. Let's go little circles forwards. Moving from the shoulders, not from the elbows. Little circles backwards. Good, shake it out. Let's go Y, T, W, L. Go through that. Y. We're moving from the scapula, hips are curled under. Moving from that upper back. And as we come into that W and L, we're pulling those shoulders back. Don't let your shoulders fall forward when you come to that position, which is hard to do. Remember that Y, that's the entry feeling that we want when we enter those hands into the water. Nice and wide. We're going to work on that today. All right, shake it out. Let's grab your cords. We're going to go 30 repetition, 30 seconds, nice and easy. 30 seconds, easy. Just get the body warming up, get the head down, looking at the floor. Let me worry about the time. You think about getting that elbow up, keeping the wrist firm. Here we go. 30 seconds, nice and easy. 2, 1. Let's go. Like we spoke about last week, we're reaching from the scapula. The traps are turned off and relaxed. We're not letting the cords pull our traps on. These are easy. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's get into our plank. Let's get our push-up position. Push-up position up on your hands. This is too tough to hold the position. You can go onto your knees and do it from there. But we're going to go from our push-up position down into a plank. Back into the push-up. We've done this one pretty much every week. Keep the hips curled under. We have 30 seconds. Plank to push-up. 2, 1. Let's go. Slow and controlled. Focuses on keeping those hips stable and curled under you. Don't let the movement of the upper body create a ton of movement in the core. 3, 2, 1. Good. Grab your cords. Make sure that we're getting that extension position at the front of the stroke here. So we want to feel that setup and follow through. So we're starting with those fingertips slightly at a downward angle. Then we're getting to our setup and then powering through to the finishing the stroke with that flat hand. 30 seconds, nice and easy. 2, 1. Let's go. Eyes straight down. Good neutral spine, no tucking, tilting, or lifting your head. Keep those arms into the half diamond position. In the setup, keep the hands under the shoulders. Push that water back. 2, 1. Good. Back into our plank to push up. 30 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Make sure you're breathing. Same thing. Neutral spine. Eyes are straight down. Keep those hips curled under you. Don't let that butt poke up. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, one more round. Nice and easy. 30. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 30 seconds. Big open armpit. As you get those hands into the rear facing position, open your armpit up. Internally rotate your shoulders. Elbow pops out. You power through the stroke. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, plank push up, 30 seconds. Here we go, last round. 2, 1, let's go. Switch arms that you're pushing up with out of that plank. One round do the left, or one rep do the left, the next rep do the right. So we're working that shoulder stability also, shoulder strength. 3, 2, 1. Good. Get a drink. All right, so we're gonna break our stroke down into the 3 segments: the setup, the follow through, and the finish. Just like we've been doing the last couple weeks. We're gonna spend 20 seconds completing repetitions in each segment of the stroke. So the first 20 seconds, we're just gonna be setting it up, right? There's no pressure, there's not much force. It's just get your elbows out, armpits open into that rear facing position, and then back to the start. The second segment, we're just going to power through from the rear facing position. Notice I'm starting with my diamond position and I'm powering through. The last 20, we're just pressing the flat hand back. And then the last 20, we'll do the whole stroke. All right, so we've done this the last couple weeks. We break the stroke down into 3 segments, 20 seconds at each segment. Here you go. First segment, just the setup. We're not going beyond the setup. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. This shouldn't be very hard, guys. This is just getting your hands in the correct position. Elbows from extension to rear facing. And that's where you're stopping. This should feel easy. You're not doing any work right here. Just open your armpits. 3, 2. Now we're starting at that finish of the last one and we're powering through. We're not setting up. Just powering through, finishing with that flat hand. 3, 2. Now we're just pressing the flat hand back from the hips. Very small movement, about 6 inches. Flat hand, back, fingertips down. 2. Now full stroke for 20 seconds. Set up, power through, finish. And I want you to feel the segments. So do it slow so you can feel all 3 and how we combine them into one fluid movement. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, on your back, let's do some bridges. On your back, let's get you press your hips up through your heels. Weight on your heels, hips up to the sky. Pause for a beat, and then back down to the start. Back up to your bridge. So we're just gonna repeat. Bridge pumps up and down. Pressing through the heels, knees are stable. Curl your hips under you, flat back. 30 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go. Bring it up for a beat, hold it, back down to the start. Curl those hips under, guys. Keep those glutes engaged, keep the stress off your hamstrings, off your lower back. Keep the stress on the glutes. Keep the weight on the heels and the hips curled under. 2, 1. Good. Grab your cords. Nice work, guys. This is a tough one. We're breaking it down. It's 80 seconds of work. Stay engaged, focus on the process. Don't think about how much time we have left. So just the first round is just here to here. First, just focus on getting the elbows out and the armpits up and armpits open and the elbows out, and then back to the start. 20 seconds, setup. 2, 1, let's go. Not very big movement here, just extension to rear facing hands. Eyes are straight down, good neutral spine. Now, power through from that diamond position. Make sure those elbows are open. We're not setting it up. Just power through. Second phase of the stroke. Finish with a flat hand. 2, 1. Now just press through. This should feel hard. Feel those triceps burn. But that's what we want. Need to adapt to the stress. Do all that work catching the water. We need to have the strength to finish the stroke. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Now put it all together. Nice full stroke. Don't worry about speed. Just worry about perfect execution on each one. Relax those traps. Reach out from the scapula. Reach out from that upper back. Let the traps stay relaxed as you reach. 2, 1. Good. All right, on your back, you're gonna go to that plank pumps again. Bridge pumps. You can even bring your toes up in the air to help you put stress on the heels to keep the weight on the stress on the glutes. So we're gonna go 30 seconds, bridge pumps, hold it, a beat at the top, back down to the start. Everybody start by curling your hips under. 2, 1, let's go. Press up, hold it, back down. Bring those toes up so your weight is on the heels. And as you get more and more comfortable doing these, you can add a little more velocity as you press up into the top of the bridge. But you got to keep the stress on the glutes. 5 seconds. 2, 1, good. One more round, we'll break down the stroke. All right, we'll set it up for 20 seconds. Here we go. Set up for 20. 5, 3, 2, 1. Good. Seeing some nice open armpits, not going too far. We're not going into the pole. The wrist is firm. We're using the elbows to get the hands into the rear facing position, not the wrist. 2, 1. Now we just power through. Get into those lats. Keep those shoulder blades pinched together at the start. Feel that scapula move down your back as you press those hands through. 3, 2, 1. Now we just finish the stroke. Feel those triceps burn. Eyes are straight down. 10 seconds. 2, 1. Full stroke. Nice and easy. Fluidly put it all together. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, one more round of bridge pumps. Keep those knees stable and good alignment in those knees. Don't let them knock in as you press up. The knees stable, but shoulder width apart. Here we go, 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Weight on the heels. Bring those toes up a little bit. Try bringing those hips up a little more velocity now. Really add some power as you press up and hold it at the top. 3, 2, 1. All right, get a drink. All right. All right, so on the pool deck this last week, I was taking notice of something a lot of us are doing. We're going to do our catch-up style stroke, right? This is what we're going to do. We're going to have our chords. We're going to do our catch-up stroke where we don't pull until the other hand reaches the front. But I want to add our breath timing into each stroke, right? So we're going to go pull, breathe, keep your ear to your shoulder, other side. So you're going to mimic the feeling of what it is to turn to breathe as you stroke. Ear to shoulder. But what I'm seeing a lot of as you guys breathe is you're letting that lead hand, so if I'm breathing to the right, come over with the breath. We need to remember, we need to keep that hand straight ahead as we breathe. We stabilize with the shoulder, the upper back, and we pull, letting that hand stay in good alignment in front of that same shoulder. We don't let the breath and the stroke bring that hand over. So let's grab our chords. And I don't care if you're a right side breather, left side breather, you're going to breathe every stroke. You're going to mimic a breath every stroke. And I'll show you here quickly. So it'll be stroke, breathe, ear to shoulder. Breathe, ear to shoulder. Breathe, ear to shoulder. Breathe, ear to shoulder. Notice I'm not letting that lead arm travel to the breathing side. It's stable as I move side to side. All right, so let's work on that. We're going to do a catch-up style stroke, one arm at a time, left, right, and work that breath into it. We're going to go for 45 seconds here. All right, so let's see how you feel doing this. 3, 2, 1. And take your time. It's not like we're worried about how fast you're going, but really visualize yourself in the water. Head down, Max. Head down. See, your head's too high. Bring that head down, neutral spine. You don't want to tuck, lift, or tilt your head. Good. Mimic yourself in the water, taking that breath. Good, Jordy. Good, Fran. Nice, Kathy. Tristan, that was good. Bring that, make sure that ear is not coming off the shoulder either, guys. 3, 2, 1. Good. Very common to have that lead arm cross over. Let the momentum of the opposite side pull that arm that way. All right, everybody on your back. We're gonna do some bicycle crunches. So hands are grabbing your ears. They're not yanky on your neck. Hands are grabbing your ears, and all you're gonna do is bring opposite elbow to opposite knee as the opposite leg extends, and you go to the other side. Bicycle crunches, and you're pointing your toes as you extend that leg, that opposite leg. Keep those toes in the pointed position. 30-second bicycle crunches. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Once again, keep that lower back pressed into the ground. And your hands are on your ears. So we can focus on the core rotating and lifting. Make sure you're breathing. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, grab your core. It's 45 seconds. Every stroke, whether you're a right side breather or left side breather, you're breathing with the stroke. Focus on that lead arm stable and not moving at all. Stabilize with that upper back. Here we go. 45 seconds. You're working a breath in the right side, breath in the left side. Ear to shoulder as you breathe. That ear comes and is pasted to that shoulder. 2, 1. Let's go. You don't have to lift your head very high when you breathe. It's just a slight turn. Get this one side of your mouth out of the water. I really want you to focus on that lead arm being stable and not moving with the breath. When we're doing that Y warm up at the beginning, we should kind of feel like at the front of our stroke, we're in that Y position. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, bicycle crunches. Here we go. 30 seconds. Hands on your ears. Point your toe when that leg extends. 2, 1. Let's go. You're rotating from the core, just like when you're swimming. You're going to feel that belly button move from one wall to the next. Opposite wall to wall as you're breathing, as you're rotating. Feel the same thing here. 3, 2, 1. Good. See, if we're entering too narrow, right? If we're entering here, as we rotate and we breathe, we have a more tendency to let that arm move over. So we got to enter a little wider to compensate for our rotation. So when we rotate, we're stabilizing, but if there is any movement, we're not letting that hand cross the center line. So we want to think about a little wider entry as we enter the water. So we don't let the compensation of the side-to-side movement allow for our hands to cross the center line. So think about a little wider entry at the start of the stroke, almost like you're in that Y position in the warm-up. And we're going one more round of this, working that breath into the stroke. Here we go. 45-second catch-up stroke, breathing every stroke. 2, 1. Let's go. Don't let that ear come off the shoulder. You're reaching out from the scapula, the upper back. Good, Tristan. Hey, fix that. That's nice. Amy, looks good. Jordy, good quick breath. Very nice. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Good. All right, bicycle crunches. Here we go. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Sure you're breathing. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, get a drink. All right, gonna do some 60-second builds. Building effort every 15. Both arms, same time. Think about that full stroke, set up, power through, finish. Fluidly put all three components together. We're gonna start nice and easy. We're gonna climb the ladder every 15 seconds, getting a little more, building a little more intensity, a little more acceleration from front to back. All right. 1 minute. Build effort. So start it really easy so we can climb the ladder 4 times. It's 3 times above the easy effort. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. 15 seconds. Extend at the front of your stroke from the upper back. Relax the traps. Internally rotate those shoulders. Accelerate. 2, 1. A little more acceleration in the stroke. That's where we're getting the speed and power. It's faster acceleration front to back. 3, 2, again, a little more. Eyes down. Breathe. 2. Last round. Pick it up again. Let's go. Now we're moving. Now it's intense. Don't rush the front of the stroke, though. Open up the armpits. Power. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, everybody, your stomach. We're going to go Superman. Opposite arm, opposite leg, Superman. So you're going to be on your stomach. Legs and arms are extended. Head down. You lift your right leg, left arm, down. Left arm, right leg, down. Point your toes as you do. Reach your hand away from you. Opposite arm, opposite leg, Superman. Here we go. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Squeeze that glute as you lift your leg. Lift the arm from the scapula, the upper back. Stay nice and long. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, one more 60-second build. Grab your cords. All right, start extra easy, guys. Full stroke, get down into the process, and then build from there. 15 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Easy for 15. Extend from the upper back. Relax the traps. Open the armpit, guys. Don't let that elbow drop. 3, 2, 1. A little more intensity. 3, 2, 1. Pick it up again. One more increase in 2, one. Let's go. Come on, now we're moving. Come on. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, Superman. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Really focus on getting long here. Point the toes, reach the hand away from you. 30 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Eyes are straight down. Good neutral spine. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, that's a good session for today. I think we're sufficiently beat up in our lats. Hope you guys are feeling the triceps, the lats. But think about that this week. As you're swimming and you go into that breath, you're not letting that lead arm travel with the breath or with the pull. You're stabilizing, quick breath, ear to the shoulder, and then back into your stroke. All right? A really good session this morning. Keep these coming. We're going to be going on the bike tomorrow, so see you guys there. Awesome job, guys. Good work.